Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Now, I certainly hope you all had a great Christmas. It's a magical week beginning Christmas Eve and culminating with the New Year. It's like an 8-day holiday now. And now you're busily getting ready for that New Year, that awesome time of the year. And so this is Christmas. For weak and for strong. For rich and the poor ones. The road is so long. And so happy Christmas for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. And wouldn't that be great, friends, if we did stop all the fighting? There's no need for us to fight. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope it's a good one, without any fear. Wouldn't it be nice if there was no fear in this year ahead? And there's no reason we can't have a year that has no fear. Just make it a blessing for everybody that there be no fear. Well, it's interesting, actually, how the secularization of Christmas and New Year's has taken place over the last at least 10 years, or more, probably, and how it has had the effect that it does. And I saw a list of today's top Christmas movies, and it was an interesting list, from Love Actually to Home Alone to A Christmas Story and Elf. And at least it was nice, for me, my vintage, to see It's a Wonderful Life make the list. But the one movie which surprised me and actually made two separate Christmas lists was Die Hard. Now, I loved it when it came out, and I forgot it took place during Christmas. Although I doubt I ever would have put it down as a Christmas movie. But it did make, two movie list top Christmas films. And I was almost surprised that Santa Claus Conquers the Martians with Pia Zadora did not make it. What a classic that was, my friends. But hey, I think of Christmas movies, and I say, hey, whatever happened to King of Kings, the greatest story ever told, Barabbas, which is a very interesting bit of history, and Ben-Hur. That, to me, is Christmas movies now. Christmas is primarily now a family and friend day, much more like the Roman Saturnalia festival that it imitated, a festival dedicated to the celebration of returning and growing light, in which time was spent with loved ones, gift-giving, dining, all the things that actually still carry forward. In other words, it was a celebration purely of life, and we all need more celebration. Now, Hanukkah, however, has never really strayed from being a minor religious festival about the growing light and rededication of the temple. It's the rededication of the spirit in your life, your temple. Although it is embellished with the donuts and the latkes, and that's okay too. And New Year's changed, actually many, many years ago. It was once known purely as Circumcision Day, because it was the 8th day after the birth and therefore the circumcision date of baby Jesus. Now it serves as the end of the celebration which Christmas initiates, kind of like Passover or Sukkot or Shavuot, week-long celebrations, highlighted by a day at the beginning and at the end. Except you have to learn to add a year to the existing date. And let's face it, you're far more likely to call the year 2018 than 5778. So it is kind of a universal New Year now. Now, surprising to many, up until about 1580, most of the world celebrated the New Year in the spring. But it was Pope Gregory XIII who changed all of that and made January 1st, the day of the Feast of Circumcision, the new New Year's Day. So, my friends, spend some time this holiday bringing a little more joy to the life of someone who needs it. And we all actually know people who do not have what we have, share in what we share, and have family to celebrate and honor. So pick one of them and bring a little bit more love into their lives, because with coming light comes coming love. Think of your fellow man, lend him a helping hand. Put a little love in your heart. You see it's getting late. Oh, please don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait and see. And it's true, you just wait and see. The world will be a better place with a little bit more love in it. And in helping people, it doesn't have to be with a food bank or a charity. Actually, not everybody can do that. That takes a lot. So take that good look into your own circle, and you will find somebody. Maybe they recently lost a family member, a pet, a loved one. Maybe they have unusual stress. Maybe they are ill. We can all find somebody within our own circles who needs a little lift, a little more love. And the more you give, the more you do get. It helps spread that feeling of fellowship among people, just like how every week, we come together and celebrate as a like-minded group, and therefore spread fellowship and that showing of faith, of love as a community, a chavura. When we join together to express our nature of kindness, compassion, thought, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes, that actually does unite us all as we come together in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, spiritually, emotionally, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov, Hine Matov, Shevetachim Gam Yachad, Hine Matov, Shevetachim Gam Yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community, 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 together. So as a community, let us all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the entire world, my friends. As we still hold on to the miracles of light and love and life, and there's no reason to ever let them go, let's continue to share the miracle of healing, of renewal, as we send prayers to heal and renew those in need. Let us all send prayers out to Chuck Gitlin, to Colleen and to Ronnie, to Aubrey, to Melissa, to Elsa, to Omaima and Tim, and to whoever comes to mind, to share energy and send healing renewal to all, and to everybody you can think of now, including yourselves, my friends. Remember, it's the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love that we all send out that circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avoteinu Makor HaBracha Limotenu, may the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Isha Baruch, let us all have our spirits renewed. Everybody the world over needs renewal, my friends. Well, this week, we read the last chapter of Genesis, Vayachi, and he lived. And I worry now when I see a title about the life of a patriarch or matriarch. First we had Haya Sarah, the life of Sarah, which simply told us she died. Now we have Vayachi, and he lived. So look out. Now, he being Jacob, but we actually see his and Joseph's death this week as Genesis wraps up. Now, we are told Jacob lived 17 years in Egypt and then died. He was an old man. But before he goes, he adopts Joseph's sons as his own. Genesis 48:5. And now, your two sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt, by my arrival to you in Egypt, they're mine. Well, it wasn't even up for discussion, as he switches their birth order for blessing purposes. And he does so knowingly. This is no accident, my friends. This is the thematic ideogram in Genesis. The right hand of the father conferring the blessing reaches across to embrace the head of the younger brother, and the elder, his head covered by the old man's left hand, receives a lesser blessing. And history repeats. And then we're led to believe he will give his sons a great prophecy, and he calls them all together. He assembles them and gives his sons the strangest blessing you will ever read. And I use the word blessing liberally. Something you will not see again until you see Moses' blessing of the tribes at the very end of the Torah. Genesis 47:29. And Israel's days to die drew close. And he called his son Joseph and said to him, if I have found favor in your eyes, place your hand under my thigh and practice kindness and faithfulness with me. Do not bury me in Egypt. Well, hey, where else have you seen the death vow of the hand below the thigh? That's right. So if you doubted Abraham's servant's vow was a death vow, you need not doubt it any longer. Bury my body, Lord, I don't care where they bury my body, Lord, I don't care where they bury my body, because my soul is gonna live with God. Oh yeah. Bury my body, Lord, I don't care where they bury my body, Lord, I don't care where they bury my body, because my soul is gonna live with God. Oh yeah. Lead me, Jesus, lead me. Why don't you lead me in the middle of the air? And if my wings should fail me, won't you provide me with another pair? Oh, yeah. Now, while there are many versions of this old classic, and the Animals had a great version of it, there is none like the Al Kooper Shuggy Otis version. So if you haven't heard it, I encourage you all to go listen to it. Well, Jacob dies, and per his request, Joseph takes him and he buries him in the family crypt. He's embalmed as befits Egyptian royalty and taken to the tomb. And this level of the usual pomp and ceremony occurs for special burials only. Joseph returns to Egypt, Genesis 50:15. And Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead. And they said, if Joseph bears resentment against us, he will surely pay us back for all the evil we've caused him. And they charged Joseph, saying, your father left a charge before his death, saying, thus shall you say to Joseph, we beseech you, forgive, pray the crime and the offense of your brothers, for evil they have caused you. And so now forgive, pray the crime of the servants of your father's God. Well, it certainly looks like they did not go necessarily to bury their father. It wasn't a concern to them. Their focus seems more on getting Joseph not to take vengeance than anything else. And we're left wondering, is this true? Or were they once again just scheming? We will never know. Did Jacob really say that? We will never know. Pardon me. We can each decide for ourselves. I think it would be fantastic if you did your own midrash on what takes place. Well, Joseph weeps. And he says, fear not, for am I instead of God? Well, you meant evil towards me. God meant it for good, so as to bring about at this very time, keeping many people alive. So fear not. I will sustain you and your little ones, meaning the whole families. So Joseph has engaged the forgiveness mechanism. That little thing that keeps bitterness and anger at bay and allows acceptance and peace and self-determination. Joseph lives a long life. He lives to 110. He sees several generations of the families. And he says, Genesis 50:24, I'm about to die. And God will surely single you out and take you up from this land to the land he promised to Isaac and to Jacob. And Joseph made the sons of Israel swear, saying, when God indeed singles you out, you shall take up my bones from this place. And Joseph died, 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When they lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky, going up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Well, those final words of Genesis tells us of Joseph's Egyptian burial. The book that began with an image of God's breath moving across the vast expanses of the primordial deep to bring the world and all life into being ends with this image of a body in a box, a mummy in a coffin. And you might have noticed, God is different from the celestial being we met in the first 12 chapters, and God will change again. Our last exposure was his message to Jacob in a dream, saying he would accompany the people to Egypt and he would lead them back out, foretelling of what is to come. And you will see that this God is not the God of Exodus. Yes, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, and be blessed, my friends. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love, and pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, we are a community, my friends. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive, learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts and honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of all of the opportunity and time you have. Enjoy your journey, my friends. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. God bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of light and love, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. We set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. Follow Joseph's, example. You do have the knowledge of what is good and bad. So use it and acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. And ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you, as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate in life. The secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance, my friends. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. And do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always there in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith, the principle of love in all of you. So please act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year. And may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in your body. Expand your heart. Quiet your mind. Because the deepest source of real power is always found in consciousness, my friend. And your consciousness is the ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all circumstances all the time. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you. You are never alone. You're forever blessed, and you have the ability to bring blessings to anyone and everyone you meet. Health, love, renewal to everybody you come across, for we are all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are the power to transform, my friends, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. And love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. The great lessons of life. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And do not stop asking questions. Do not stop seeing the miracles of your life either. Explore faith. And do not accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other. Bring more light into your life and into the lives of all you come across. We are all one, my friends. And remember the words of the great poet Robbie Burns in his poem about days gone by. A poem that symbolizes reunion, not parting. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne. take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For days gone by, my friends. Now, a wonderful new year to each and every one of you and everyone you touch. Be happy, be healthy, be kind, be loving, be generous, be thankful. Something we simply give. The more you give, the more you will get. And keep noticing and sharing the miracles in your life. And hopefully, I will see you all next week. So Shabbat Shalom. Happy New Year to you all and blessings to you all. Have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye.